Episode 2 of Stuff and Nonsense, the show that's full of stuff and full of nonsense. I'm Joe, the one that's not Northern Irish.
And I'm Annella, the one that is. And this is Little Pops, having a quick fleeting moment of podcast fame.
Hi, Pops. Look at that little face. Oh, can't we just have her there instead of... Never mind. She's so beautiful.
Oh, she's beautiful. She really is beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, listen, talking of beautiful, right? I've been doing, I do these podcasts for West Ham, right? Uh-huh. And everyone else looks so beautiful, right? And like unblemished. And there's me, look, with my dark eyes and me, like, goodness knows what they are. I don't even know that you got those until you actually have to look back on these things.
But you're beautiful. They're beautiful.
I'm beautiful inside.
Is that like one of those little things you get, little sticks you get to kind of make a mark on your face to make you look like a beauty spot?
It does. Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful spot. Yes, that's what I call it. It's my beautiful spot, not a beauty spot. But yeah, so I thought, and it's not just because that, most of them are like 20, 30 years younger than me, right? Mm-hmm. But it's because I don't use anything, right? So I've never used anything on my face. Mm-hmm. Apart from the odd bit of eyeliner. I've not got it now, but it actually looks like I've got it real enough. But yeah, so, and it took me, so I bought one, right? And it came with a Tesco delivery, right? And it's like, I've never used it before. I don't even know what it's called. It's Maybelline, I think it is, right? Mm-hmm. And it took me about 20 minutes to actually open the lid. And then when I got the lid open, I thought, what's this bit at the end here? What is that? What is that doing? And so I've been tapping it and it comes up like that. I don't know what else to do. Is it just, do you go like that or do you go like that? No, seriously, no. I've not used it yet.
I love the fact that you're asking me for makeup tips. So you dab it on, I think. So you dab it on to get rid of your little...
Oh, she's hot.
Heavier, darker bits. Yeah,
it hurts.
And then you get a foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I have one ready.
Oh, no, I've not got that.
And then now you get like a little, those little makeup sponges, and then you just put that over it.
Oh, right.
I think, and this yours is an all-in-one thing.
Well, I don't know. It just says concealer, multi-use concealer.
There you go.
Is that it? How it go?
Yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful.
Am I doing that right? Is that your dab?
One of my top tips, makeup tips.
Go on, carry on.
I got this little Lancome product.
Oh.
And you know what it is? It's a blush and a lipstick and an eyeshadow all in one. Because I travel quite a bit back and forth, and I used to travel for work and stuff. So this was my top tip, just to bring on the go. If you're on the go, perfect. Little dab, do a little cheek. If I had any cheek, you've got great cheekbones. Yeah, little nose. Oh, that's my little.
Yeah. So
that's my top tip.
But do you think that's done it? It has, right? A little bit, maybe. I'm not doing it right. Maybe I need to look into a mirror.
I think now you're starting to look like one of those, like in a map where you get the different shades of brown. This is flat.
I've never done it before. No one's ever done it for me. So
you need a little blending option. Well, speaking of makeup, my sister was getting married a couple of years ago, probably more than a couple of years ago now, but she had one of the Game of Thrones makeup people do the makeup for us. So I was bragging.
Was it like a fancy dress? Is it?
I was bragging about getting my makeup done by Game of Thrones, and of course, all the insults came in. I am looking like Hodor, or what's the other one? The ones that walk.
Well, you're a White Walker.
I'm really excited about our guest today. We are going to be joined by Sarah Fisher. Sarah has toured internationally with the likes of Eurythmics, Hazel O'Connor, and she's worked as a session musician with sort of other artists. But I'm pretty excited that she's coming in today to have a little chat with us.
Hang on.
What was that?
Is that doorbell? Someone at the door, right?
Oh, the doorbell.
She's here. She's here. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. Welcome.
Hiya.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Annella.
Hiya.
Welcome to Annella. Like Annella.
Yeah. By the end of the podcast, you'll get her name right. It's taken me about 5 years, Sarah, so that's fine. But listen, just kick your shoes off, make yourself feel comfortable in our little virtual home. All right.
Thank you.
And how you doing, Sarah? You been okay?
I feel great, actually.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The sun is shining today and I feel very well. It's lovely to be here.
So, Sarah, I'm just going to start asking you a question now. Where did the love of keys come from? Where did it all start, basically?
Okay, so I had piano lessons as a child when I was about 7 years old. And unfortunately, my father passed away when I was 7, actually. And I don't know, I just seemed to take to playing the piano even as a young child. And it was really a really sad time, but I was very, very young at the time. And I don't know, I just, started to play. I used to shut the bedroom door. My piano was in my room, and I just took to it so much. And I was having lessons, and I used to play I played by ear, and I picked it up pretty quickly. And that was the beginning of it all. And did my grades and got through all of those except grade 8, which I failed. Never took it again. I tried. Actually, I was thinking of taking grade 8 again, and a few years ago, and I bought a CD of grade 8, and I thought, I'm never going to be able to do this. So I stuck at grade 7. Anyway, that was that. Anyway, then, as the years went by, and I started singing and playing the piano in wine bars, in North London, in Hampstead, little wine bars there, and all over the place, actually. I loved it. And then I did piano bar. I'm just cutting out loads of things, really. But I met an agent, and I did, I worked as a piano bar player in hotels all over Europe, and that was fantastic, actually. And that was my true. Sorry?
Playing cover songs or your own stuff?
Playing covers. I don't know. I was very brave then, actually. You're very brave when you're younger, aren't you? You just kind of take the bull by the horns and you just go for it. And I was really young, like I was doing all this I was 22, traveling and doing all those things, which unfortunately, young people can't do at the moment because of this awful pandemic. But I had a great time. I mean, and, we were playing, and I met a lot of my very close friends that I still have nowadays, the piano players. And, when we talk about the old times, because they were such fun, and I traveled. I went to Sweden and Denmark and Israel. Actually, I played in America, and I worked in New York for 6 months.
And this was as a solo artist, was it, Sarah? Just you playing and singing in
just
bars?
Me playing the piano, just me playing the piano. One of the jobs that I had, I'm trying to remember, was in Bermuda, and I met these 2 young guys who had a restaurant in Greenwich Village. And they had 2 piano players there, and one of them was taking a holiday. This is how things happen, isn't it? One of them was taking a holiday, and he said, after I'd done my contract in Bermuda, they said, would you like to come and play in our restaurant in New York? And so I just went and did it. It was fantastic. And I learned so much. And there was this, I learned a bit of jazz. I learned, the musical songs. I just learned my trade, actually. And from there, I've left out loads of stuff, but I did that for about 5 years, just traveling and doing piano bar, really. And
did you have to pick stuff up pretty quickly, when you were told, or did you have a playlist that you played through all the time?
Well, I had a playlist, plus I had, I had a play, you just learn as you go along, really, and you learn more and more and more stuff. But, by the end of it all, we were playing, I say we, all my piano player friends, we were doing these 5-hour gigs. 5-hour gigs in hotels, and I think to myself, I couldn't do that today. I'd be exhausted.
Have you done cruise ships?
I wouldn't do the ships. But no, but we did the hotels, and 5 hours a night, 6 nights a week, and it was hard graft, but you had to really learn your trade and your songs, and it was fantastic, and I really loved that. And actually today I do a lot of live streaming for a couple of mental health groups and things like that, and I sing the songs as a piano bar player, and it's just fantastic, you know, because all of this stuff comes back and you're still playing these songs. It's great. So yes,
you
that's
don't
how
often see that. You don't often see that many piano bars now. The sort of wine bar has disappeared.
Pianos in them, you don't see them anymore. There was a really big phase where, you know, it was in the 80s, really 80s, 90s, where, you know, all the hotels had pianos, and so many of the wine bars had pianos, and then live music, you know, it was just a big, and it's a huge thing. I mean, and we were very lucky to have that. And I know that, you know, they stopped all of that kind of stuff now, so it's very, very few.
Yeah, I have a quick question about your live streams, since you mentioned them there, your streams that you do. I was watching a couple of them, and I happened to notice that your plant moves. What's that all about? I just saw this plant move. I was watching.
That became a joke, actually. My lovely partner, who is also a performer, was you know, accidentally, you know, likes everything just so, and in fact the plant wasn't in the right place, and decided to move it as we started, and then it became an online joke. So there you are.
Yeah, I think it's something you should definitely continue, because it's quite
continued every week. Yes.
And going back to the piano bars as well,
yes.
I'm hoping after all this, to be fair, I mean, people now are really craving just to watch any live music. So I'm hoping that more people will now be able to go to piano bars, and people will start opening up more open mics.
I hope so. Yeah. It's a lovely way to learn, and it's just fantastic to be able to perform. And I really miss that. I miss that so much. I mean, I know, God, just even though it was zooming away, and you know, the little live stream on my phone, you know, I do every Friday to this group, this mental health group, you know, I just think, God, you know, at least I'm able to do that, still performing, still playing, and people are still, you know, trying to reach out for that. And I do 2 choirs, community choirs, and we meet on Zoom, you know, you get 20 or 30 people coming up, and at least you have that social interaction, and it's just awful at the moment, but it will pass. It will pass.
And I think I was saying this last time, I think we're so grateful to have technology to be able to do that. And a lot of artists are using that in a very positive way, reaching their audience and providing a lot of comfort for people as well.
You said you were live streaming as well for a mental health group as well. So is it people you've always worked with, or?
Yes, I've worked with them for about 5 or 6 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Face to face.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. There's nothing better for the soul rather than singing or listening to live music, or just being part of that.
And it's great for me as well. I love to do it. It's not an issue. It's not a problem. I actually look forward to doing all this stuff, you know, because, you know, hopefully people are enjoying it. And I'm enjoying it too. It gives me a lot of a sense of enjoyment and a sense of well-being as well, you know, for myself, just being able to express myself a bit here, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. But look, if we can go back as well, so you've obviously done some session musician work as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
What do you prefer doing? What is the difference? Because I've obviously toured live and done stuff live myself, but I've never actually been good enough to be a session musician. That's the truth of it.
Well, you know, personally, it's a process, isn't it? Being a session musician and doing a performance is, you know, performing, obviously. So I like both, to be honest. And I don't think I would enjoy doing one without the other, really. And I mean, being a session musician, you know, you have time to think and explore, obviously, the music that you're playing, and you can improvise, and you can have a really good think about where it's all going. And I've met some great people. I've done most of my sessions, funnily enough, with Hazel O'Connor, funnily enough. And you know, she likes things done very, very quickly. So you've got to be really on. But for myself, my own session work that I do for myself, I can spend hours just over, you know, writing, if I'm doing a song, about all the arrangements and everything. And I like to really, really think about things. I'm a bit slow, actually, and it takes me time to actually get things right, you know? And I suppose for when I do a session for somebody else, which I don't do so much of anymore, yeah, I mean, I guess most of the time you're expected to go in and know the thing, know the parts. But if you have that luxury of being able to, you know, improvise and work things out, it's great. And on a performance level, well, that's a totally different thing, because you just go in and you just go bang.
And there's no take two, really. There's no take two.
There's no take two. And, it's great because, you know, your adrenaline's going and see the audience out there. It is fun. It is absolutely fun. Being a piano bar player is very, very intimate, right? It's quite scary. But, you know, I've done quite a lot of big gigs, obviously years ago with Eurythmics. I mean, that was extraordinary because I was thrown into this like experience.
How did you get that gig, Sarah, though? You know, you can't just turn up and say, hi, I'm a keyboard player, can I join you? You know, so.
Oh, no, I mean, that is a bit of a story, and I'll try and cut it short. But I mean, you know, I do believe in fate sometimes, and I happened to really love the Eurythmics, right, at the time, and I went to one of their concerts, where was it? At the Hammersmith Odeon, as it was called then. Which is now called the Apollo, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, I just thought, and I remember sitting in the audience. I know this sounds a bit corny, and it does, but I remember sitting there and really enjoying the concert, thinking, God, you know, there are 3 girls, the backing vocalists, you know, and I was thinking, oh God, it must be such fantastic fun to be one of them. You know, I wish I could do something like that. Yeah. And then honestly, I swear to God, and no, I mean, it's like weird, but I got a call for an audition and to go and audition for one of the 3 girls. They were looking for a female who had quite a low voice, which I did, you know. And that was it. And I knew all the songs, and you know, about 3 weeks later, I was in New Zealand.
Oh my God, that's like a
the whole thing was mad, actually.
It sounds like a dream come true.
It was like a dream come true. I mean, a friend of mine basically recommended me to them.
Right.
She couldn't go for this audition, and she just had a baby, and she said, well, look, you know, I know this person, and you know, I think you should audition her. And that was how it happened. I also lived down the road from the church, which was in Crouch End at the time. There we are.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so I went along, and literally I was working for Marks and Spencer's at the time, and I literally went along, and I thought, well, you know, they won't want me. But actually, they did phone about 3 hours later and said, do you want to do this?
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh my gosh. Because, you know, what do you know? Nothing. I knew nothing. And I had to leave M&S like the day after. It was just the weirdest thing. And I know that sounds mad, but, you know, I've been with them for quite a long time. And
are you juggling it? M&S, on tour with Eurythmics.
Well,
it's a very difficult decision for you, Sarah. Yeah.
So it probably helped as well that you knew the songs and really liked them as
I knew the songs, I could sing the harmonies and everything, but then I had to start learning how to dance, you know, and do these things. I have 2 left feet, and I'm not a dancer.
Oh yeah, because a part of those big shows are the whole performance of everybody, isn't it?
I swear to God, I mean, I just thought, you know, what am I letting myself in for? It was just horrendous, really.
How enjoyable was it? Was it really enjoyable? Or were you always very nervous? Yeah, touring with them.
Touring with them. I mean, it was like, oh God, it was so many experiences at one time. I mean, the first gig that I did with them was equivalent to Glastonbury Pyramid Stage, right? And I'd gone from wine bar, piano bar. It was just like, It was so mental. But anyway, it was a real, I've been one of the luckiest people, I think, as well, just to be able to have been able to say that I toured with them, and it was fantastic fun. It was amazing. And it was doing gigs, it was the Sweet Dreams
Right,
tour.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
So they were starting to get really, really famous. So I happened to fall on my feet there because, we stayed in luxury hotels and luxury this and luxury that. And we met, people like the Simple Minds and Talking Heads and all of these great artists, that some of them who are still going today, doing the 80s gigs now, as you see, which I do now as well.
I love that stuff. Yeah,
Hazel. Yeah, I do.
I wish I was in the UK because I would be able to go to some of them. But
I mean, it was amazing. Amazing. So I went all over the world with them. It was fantastic.
Yeah. How long were you with them?
9 months it was.
Right. Yeah. And do you prefer the big stage or a smaller intimate venue?
Well, at the time, it was just like, oh my goodness gracious, this was a real experience, and I didn't have really much else to compare it to apart from piano bar. So, of course, that was like fantastic and a real, woohoo. But now, I work with Hazel, and our gigs are, even though we do large festivals, a lot of our tours are in arts centres and theatres and small festivals, and it's very intimate. And I really absolutely love working with Hazel and Claire Hurst. Actually, she's saxophone player.
Yeah, you all make a great team. I love watching you all.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad for me because I've only been able to see you online, not in real. You've seen them, Joe, haven't you?
I have, yes. Because I've been an Essex girl. I did pop along. I was actually too nervous to come and say hello. But it was at Romford. I came. It's a Romford.
I don't know. Did I do Romford? I don't know.
Yes, she did. Look, she does so many gigs she can't remember. It was a memorable one for you. I do apologise for everybody that's watching in Romford.
You should have come and said hello. But anyway, I know Hazel works with a harpist as well. So she either works with a harpist or me and Claire. And sometimes we work as a band. And during lockdown, she's been working with a couple of other people.
But you do seem really close. When you're on, it's really nice to watch. It's like a family feel, because some bands, it feels very awkward. But you come in, it feels like you're letting us into your world, into your home. It was a very, really intimate gig, and it was really wonderful to watch. It really was. I must admit. So,
and you were there.
You were there. I know you were there. You were definitely. I had a witness as well. So there you go. But one thing I find, because you're a contralto, which is like a lower voice, as I am as well. Yeah, but it's the way. Like Hazel has a very distinctive vocals, a very distinctive voice, and it's really difficult. You can't just sing along to that. You have to kind of mold your voice into that. So was that an easy process for you, or did it just take time, or did it?
I think it took time, really, but we had a lot of laughs, and she's such a lovely person, really, Hazel. And for the first few weeks that I was with her, I did actually have my notes and bits and pieces on the stage, And eventually, she said, look, you've got to get rid of that. And, the more you gig with somebody, as you well know, Joe, you just fit into how they're going to sing, how they're going to be. And she got to know me and how I am. And, and three of us sing together as a three-part harmony. I love the trio, and I am really looking forward to being able to tour again soon.
Yeah, so are we.
Can I just say as well, this is like indulging me now. So basically what it was, I got to meet you, and you are such a modest person. I knew nothing of your past and what you'd done, and we'd spent quite a lot of time with you, and we were gigging. We had no money. And we're only a little bit younger than you. We're not, as you can tell, we're around the same age. But you gave us your PA system as well, and you actually came to a couple of our gigs. And
I give it to you.
Yeah, I know. Look, when I come and see you next,
She's
I'll
been
bang
chasing
you
that for
some money.
years.
Do I owe you money? Hang on a minute. I'm slightly concerned now. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah,
That was reported stolen.
it was, wasn't it?
So I
Goodness
wondered
me.
where it got to.
There you go. Yeah. Actually, you probably owe me money because it was really heavy and I've got a really bad back now. So yeah, but you're
Yeah.
such a generous person, and I'll never forget that. So I have kind of, when I saw that you was touring with Hazel, I thought, oh yeah, I'll pop along still. But it's been amazing to watch because I know you've been used to a trio as well, because around that time you worked with Sax in the City as well, and that was amazing because I'm not really into jazz, if I'm honest,
Well,
but that you drew me in.
Sax in the City. Oh, well,
Tell me
that
about Sax in the City.
started with, that was lovely as well. And that lasted for 10 years. We were a function band for 10 years, which is very different from Hazel. And I was with Eliza, who I still see sometimes, and because she's a piano player friend of mine, so that was lovely, and Charlie. And God, we worked, yeah, we did some great gigs, but that was a covers band. And again, you know, you learn your trade, don't you? You're just going round and round, and you're talking about heavy PAs. I mean, we used to have to carry our PAs to all our gigs. But really awful, actually, that part of it, you know, setting up and setting down again and loading in. That's hard work. Now I've got somebody who like,
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't do that now, right?
yeah, no, I don't actually. I can't. I can't lift anything. Just about lift my computer. Anyway, there we are.
It's hard. I was always one with the van, so you never got to drink and enjoy yourself afterwards. So so I don't miss that.
No, well, that's it. The same with Sax in the City, but yeah, but now it's different. So yeah, it's good. It was good then. It was just great, and we did some great weddings and great things as Sax in the City. It was fantastic. In fact, I've loved my whole career. Has been brilliant, and I've been a very, very lucky musician. You know, and it continues, which I'm very grateful for. Yes. So alongside Hazel, and obviously for the last flipping 1.5 years now, all of our tours have been cancelled. And last year we were meant to have, you know, a great year because it was Hazel's 40th year of Breaking Glass, which was her film that made her famous.
Yeah, I love it. Big fan of Breaking Glass, so know it very well.
So it was going to be a big, big year. The whole thing was cancelled. And then we were meant to do a tour in this March, and then with Toya in May. All being cancelled again this year. I mean, it's really kind of, oh my God. Anyway, we've got bits and pieces coming up at the end of the year. Who knows? I don't know. So
I hope so.
That has given me an opportunity, though, to because you know, with bad often comes good. And I met a lovely girl called Esta Rae, and I was introduced to her by a friend of mine, and we started writing together. And yeah, we started writing together, and you know, over the 1.5 years, she's kind of jazz orientated, and I'm more pop orientated, and we've got this kind of country pop now. I like a good melody, me. Love a good melody, and yeah, so I've started writing with her, and I'm recording as we go along and trying to get like an album together.
That's amazing.
It takes time, doesn't it, Joe? You know what it's like.
It's the process. See, I'm a perfectionist, so I've hardly got anything down because I just keep scrapping it all and starting again. Do you have that kind of process?
I do. And it's taking me longer than I wish it wouldn't. You know, I wish I could just go, right, that's it, it's fine. But I'm locked away in my room here, and I work with my computer, and you know, we've got all these songs. I'm saying to Esther, you know, I've got to speed it up a bit here because, you know, I'm putting this stuff down because I'm the one that actually seems to, I play the piano and I'm doing the arrangements and everything. And she mainly writes lyrics for me, but for both of us actually, sorry. But and she sings beautiful jazz and everything. And she's also sung a song that will go on the album as well. But at the moment, I'm the one that's doing the arranging and recording. So it's
Well,
safe
that's the
to
cool
plan.
part, but it's putting all the
Sorry.
tracks on as well. Because I know on your single that you've done, which I really enjoy as well, is listening to hear it is you, and I think as a keyboard player as well, if you think of like Billy Joel and Alicia Keys, they write beautiful melodic
Oh,
songs,
yeah.
and I think that's where you are as well, aren't you? That's what the way you're writing, especially with the country kind of stuff again.
Well, I do like, as I say, I like a good melody. And actually, once the arrangement is done and I can't do any more, which is, I get to a point where I think, right, I can't do any more. I have a very, very good friend called Chris Bonacci, who actually has now moved to Australia because she is Australian, and she's gone back home. But I am able to send my files to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she puts the kind of cream on the cake, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And she does like the production, the final production, and she can do all of that and put all the, reverbs and things like. And but I'm very slow getting there, actually, Joe. So,
But you're doing it, Sarah. You're actually doing it, which is
well,
great.
I am doing it, and I've got the time to do it, so I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I better finish it.
So all the tracks, so all the backing vocals and everything, you're doing all of that, are you?
I am at the moment.
All the different layers. That's amazing. Yeah.
Are you trying to audition, Joe?
No, well, yeah, I'm a contralto. I'll help you. Yeah.
I need a soprano, dear. I need a soprano.
You need a soprano, I know. Yeah. I can't do
I've got a choir though, so they're pretty
good. You're all right with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask how, because of COVID and lockdown, you're able to focus some time on doing that. What else have you been doing professionally and personally during COVID? Have you baked much banana bread?
No,
Sourdoughs.
Banana in a bread. No, I am not a cook, actually. I'm afraid. I mean, I can cook 2 things. That's about it. Yes, I leave that to my partner. But no, I have, with the COVID situation, I mean, thankfully I haven't been sick, which is number 1.
Yeah.
Thank God. And, basically I'm feeling for those who are all very unwell at the moment, and the frontline workers. And I mean, it just must be really, really hard for everyone. And it is very hard for everyone. But I've managed to keep my 2 community choirs going, as I said, on Zoom. And that is a blessing, really. I mean, it's very hard running a choir on Zoom because the latency is terrible. So what you have to do is the song, oh gosh, I run both choirs with somebody else. Okay. So we have to record the songs that we're singing, all the parts, right? I've just done How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. Okay. I've had to do the soprano, alto, and I do my little arrangements, do all the arrangements. I can't read music very well, actually, so I don't like to buy in the arrangements. I want to do them myself. And then I record it all, and then we play the recordings over a speaker, right? So that they hear, when they're singing in their little room on their own, they're hearing 4-part harmony going on. Yeah. And they're learning their parts. So that's really, that takes time, actually. But so that takes, a lot of my COVID-19 time.
Is that available for our listening pleasure, or is it just your group?
No, it just actually. Because actually it's like a comedy.
Right? I love choir.
Recordings are a comedy that I do. I mean, they're lovely. And actually, one of my choirs, the Canberra Choir, have sung with Hazel when we were doing some gigs in London. She invited the choir to do some backing vocals.
I love seeing a choir.
That was great. And that was at the we did the Adelphi Theatre in London, and we also did the big church in Islington.
Union Chapel.
I
love that venue. I love that venue.
My favourite venue in London.
I know, it was fantastic. And they came and they sang, and it was just an extraordinary experience. So they've had that experience as well. So it's great. We've been able to share, have lovely things. And then my other choir is a slightly older group, but they really have taken to Zoom actually, and they just enjoy being part of the social interaction and just being there. Fantastic.
Well, we all have to adapt to this now, don't we? I mean, ideally, we'd have been sitting in a coffee shop doing this, just having a coffee. So it's it's a strange thing, but it's a wonderful thing.
It is.
Mentally, it definitely helps. That's for sure.
I know. I love my mental health group as well, both of them, and I just love them. They love to come to the group, and they love singing, and they're small groups, So
is that what you do? You just give them a song to sing, and then they sing along with you? Is that what they do, or do you chat
on the mental health group? On the
mental health group.
Yeah, we literally, it is piano bar.
Brilliant.
It is. They're up there on my top of my piano, and I say, right, here we are. What should we do today? Okay. I know one of my favorite songs, Layla by Eric Clapton. Right, let's go. And they know all the songs because we've been through it. When I do live singing with them, I teach them some harmony, and that's nice. But now, it's just really, every week we get together and they know that it's going to happen. So
that's such a nice thing to do. I think that should be a worldwide a weekly event for everybody, that they'd come on and just sing with people.
Well, I invited my sisters because they're going to work, and I said, well, why don't you come and sing? It should be. People love singing. Singing is the most fantastic de-stressor, and makes you feel happy, doesn't it?
But you should do that, Sarah. I was going to say, you should do that, Sarah, and put it on a live stream somewhere, and just like have the music written down, the lyrics written down for everyone, because even Annella, who can't sing, will come along. And the best thing is you can't hear her. It's not singing along to you. So it's a win-win. So
win, mute.
I have a terrible voice. Nobody ever wants to hear it.
Oh, I'm sure you don't. But that is actually a good thing about Zoom, isn't it? You can mute everybody.
I often do that with Joe.
I don't blame you, to be honest.
Anyway, so that's what I've been doing in the let's hope this thing just goes away. But I have actually had that opportunity. So I am running those things, and I have had the opportunity to do the writing and recording. I'm never bored.
And you released your single, didn't you, back in June as well, like you said. So you've been really busy, I must admit. So, but have you got any, because obviously none of us can make true plans, as you say, most of your gigs have actually been cancelled, but have you got anything at the end of the year, maybe just in hope that...
In hope?
Yes.
They're not saying it.
I just, at least I can go and buy a ticket. I want to buy a ticket. I need some hope to buy a ticket for something
to cling to.
Oh, it's just so sad. I mean, even tonight, or is it tomorrow? Tonight. Tonight. I've got a virtual walk around the Thames Estuary. I've bought £6 for a virtual walk around. That's how sad things have got. So if I can buy a ticket, I'll print it off and I'll put it on the wall and say, look, I can get to this gig at the end of the year.
Well, it's good to have something to look forward to.
Yeah, there is a November tour with Hazel, that has not been cancelled yet.
Right, okay.
Sarah, I was going to ask, just quickly while I remember to ask, is there somewhere when you do release new music or gigs or whatever, is there somewhere we can go and find out information?
Yes, of course.
Website?
So for my stuff with Esta, we have a Fisher. Social media for me is, I'm not very good at that. I have to say, I'm useless. But I have a website that is about 100 years old, and I have never updated it. So for my functions, they'll see me as this 20-year-old. I think they're getting a 20-year-old piano player. But meanwhile, don't tell anybody, okay? So I don't do very many weddings these days, but I have got a wedding coming up, but whether that's going to be cancelled, I'm sure it is. But for me and Esta, okay, so we have a Fisher and Rae page. That's Fisher, Fisher, and Rae, Rae, page on Facebook.
Right.
And anything that we're doing will come up on that.
Okay.
At the moment, that's what we've got. But as the album progresses, and maybe I'll do some, actually, you know what? I might do some live streaming if this COVID thing comes, to more of the sofa stream that I did, to just generally on the internet. That'll go up there. So, and anything new when we've got anything to say, it'll be on Facebook at the moment.
Okay, we'll have to log on. We'll put that
Fisher
link
and Rae.
below as well.
All the links will be below.
Or
don't
Hazel
worry.
O'Connor official. That's for Hazel. But both of them, Fisher and Rae. And I'm very excited because, you know, we never have this opportunity to have all this time, do we, really?
No.
So I was just going to ask, I was talking to my neighbor earlier over the wall, as you do, and I was telling her I was doing this podcast today, and I was telling her who we had on, and she said she's just starting to learn how to play the piano. Do you have any tips for her? As a piano player starting out, is there any tips
How
you
old
could
is
pass
she?
on? She's I'm not sure.
90?
Little older than me.
Any tips? Well, I would suggest that there's lots of online stuff now, isn't there? People, you know, teaching online, and I'd say go and have a look at those. There are no tips actually. Just enjoy. You know, basically go online and see who's teaching. Very different today, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so much stuff out there that's
There's
free
so much
resources
stuff
on
out there.
YouTube.
You can do so many things, which is very positive, isn't it? That you can do absolutely anything if you want. It's all out there. So that is good, really. I mean, I started piano lessons when I was 7, but you know, that was then. I mean, these days, you know, I've got my friend is teaching online. Just do that, really. That's the only tip I can give her. Go online.
I think like with anything, it's just keeping the momentum, keeping it all going, isn't it? I think that's the hardest thing.
Don't give up. You know, just even if you have a bad week, don't give up. You just keep going. Just like keeping fit. You know, I'm doing that at the moment.
Because music's always been my mental crutch. It always has been. Before mental health was an issue back in the day when no one actually knew what it was. We just all went around being exceptionally sad, etc., you know. And I'd always just pick up the guitar, lock the room, and that was it. I was gone. So that was my escapism. So I recommend anyone to pick up any instrument apart from the recorder. Yeah.
Well, actually, Jo, as I said, when I was younger, that is exactly what I did do. And I listened to so much music then. So much. I don't really listen so much anymore. But I know that sounds awful, but, you know, that's exactly what I did. You know, it just helps, you know, I never gave up.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time we went on to our quick fire round.
Oh, God. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I think this is going to tell us a little bit more about the real Sarah Fisher.
Oh, blimey. Don't want to know.
And there's no time scale. You've not got to rush. Don't worry. Don't panic. Just nice and breathe into it. So are you ready? So
it's a nice easy one. A nice easy one. Oh, Jo, you start.
Okay. Nice easy one to start. So, do you prefer coffee? Or do you prefer tea? I can't believe I've just done that now.
You've just done it. And prefer coffee or tea?
Yeah, sorry.
I can't believe you got that in there, Jo.
I'm mortified.
Very good. I can play that for you. Actually, Jo, I must say I like both just the same, but I do drink more tea than coffee.
What's your early morning drink? You get up in the morning.
Coffee.
What's your coffee?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that like a latte, a cappuccino, a little drip coffee, Americano, Nescafe?
So it's just filter coffee on one of these Italian kind of silver pots that you get.
I love them.
Yes.
I really love them.
I love them. And because you know exactly how much coffee to put in and then it all filters through. And that's the best coffee of the day. So yes.
Yeah. And I think it tastes nicer because you're doing it in that nice Italian silver thing. Yeah.
I love it.
Next one. Scone or scone?
Sorry?
Scone or scone?
Scone.
I say scone too. You're weird. I think you say scone, don't you?
I do say scone. Yeah.
Scone.
Scone.
I've had a lot of experience with scones only because Hazel loves scones.
Scone, a cup of tea and a little clot of cream.
So do you know anyone? Do you know anyone that says scone? No.
No. It's been scone from early age. Scone.
Okay. Yeah, the sconed people have disappeared. They've
probably
realised the error of their ways.
Essex, that's what it is.
Jazz or rock? dash pop.
Sorry?
Rock pop. Jazz or rock pop?
Rock pop.
Yeah. Keyboard or piano?
Piano.
Yeah. Cats or fur baby doggies?
Well, I have both actually. I have a cat and a dog.
Oh dear.
I can't say that I prefer, but they're very different, and they do
Yeah.
walk together, walk along side by side.
Oh,
And they're both.
I take my cats for a walk and they go on the little lead.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, but I love the fact that the cat won't do that, but for us, but the dog, she's just fabulous. So I love my doggie.
Nice.
She is.
Oh, they make such a difference to your life.
They do, and actually,
during this time.
Going out walking, you have to walk, so you've got to get outside.
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah. Ideal touring destination.
Touring destination, did you say?
Where would you love to go on tour?
What I've never. God, where would I love to go and tour? I'd love to go to South America. Actually, I'd love to go there. I've never been to South America.
Yeah,
and I just like to just do it all over again. Really, I would. I'm a bit older now, and I think I'd appreciate it a lot more.
Well, there's nothing stopping you again when all this is over, getting out there and doing it again. Just maybe not as many nights in one go.
Not the Yellow Bar again. But I think I would like to, because when you're older, you do appreciate everything so much more.
Yeah,
you just do. You take it more in, and I'd love to just. I love traveling anyway, so I'm looking forward to the day that we can all do that again and tour.
It's just around the corner that day. It's there.
It's coming. Thank you, Annella.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Let's go back to a foodie question, and must bear in mind that mash cannot go into a butty. So chips or mash?
Mash.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm not winning here today.
I'm sorry. It's got a big potato mash. Mash for me.
we have chump here, so you've put like scallions in it and butter and cream.
That.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
No.
Damn it, that's mine.
Red sauce or brown sauce? It's toughy, isn't it, that one?
Red, I think.
Phew, that's one thing that we actually agree on.
That's what you have it with, though, Joe.
I know, that's true.
Yeah.
I like brown sauce on cheese sandwiches, and that's about as far as my red brown sauce thing goes. Yeah.
Well, I like brown sauce, but I love all of that stuff. See, I love chutney, pickle.
I love chutney.
I love everything like that. So, I've got a fridge full of all those accoutrements.
Yeah. I make my own chutney, and I have like about a dozen jars of it in my fridge at home in Maine, and it's probably has to be thrown out when I get back, I imagine. I love making chutney.
Just have to come over and eat it all.
I know. Last thing you watched on TV? You watch TV?
Well,
is this a completely new episode?
I'm a TV fanatic actually at the moment. Obviously, so like us all. I love Netflix, of course. I mean, I just do. I can't help it. I'm watching the series, and I just can't help it. I love it. So the last thing I watched, which was last night, and I'm absolutely loving it, is called. You're going to laugh, but it is called "Call My Agent."
Right.
And it's in French. Not that I speak French, but it's got subtitles.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's funny. It's fabulous. And the thing that I watched before that was Schitt's Creek, which is bloody amazing.
I started watching that and then I fell off the wagon with it. I must get back on it.
You've got to get back on the saddle with that one because it gets better and better and better. Yeah. And the thing with Call My Agent, it's very light and it's easy to just sit there but actually because of the subtitles, I've got to put my glasses in or not.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's really good.
I've been watching a lot of subtitle stuff. This thing I'm watching at the minute is called Midnight Diner. It's a Tokyo diner. It's so cute and lovely, and it's nice little stories, very short. So if you need something short to watch, I recommend Midnight Diner.
Midnight Diner. Yeah, but see, this is the thing. When you finish one, you think, well, what am I going to watch now? But I like, it's nice to have something fairly light at the moment.
Escape. I know, I like escaping and just watching some dramatic
half-hour shows is what you can sort of like focus on, really.
That's the thing, isn't it? Just that, then that's enough.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And
music-wise, what are you listening to at the minute?
Oh, God.
You said earlier you weren't really listening to much.
Myself.
That's acceptable.
Not acceptable. Oh my God. Oh dear. What am I listening to? That's a really good question. All my quiet stuff. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? I'm not listening to an awful lot, and I feel quite embarrassed about that, actually, because we had all of the 80s, the 90s, and everything, and that's my era. I love all that music, and I continue to listen to it, and I feel, I was brought up with James Taylor and Carole King and all of them, and I can't help it. They are these are the people that inspired me. They're my gurus, and Stevie Wonder, and oh my God, Eric Clapton, and all these people, that Bee Gees even, they wrote brilliant songs. ABBA, they wrote brilliant songs, and as I say, those people, they just wrote brilliant melodies and brilliant lyrics, and oh my God, Hazel writes fabulous songs generally. I mean, her lyrics are brilliant, and her music. So for me, who am I listening to at the moment? Just all of that, really.
Yeah. What about you, Joe? What are you listening to?
Oh God, really embarrass me. I quite like Ed Sheeran's new song, actually. I do. Very nice.
No,
I played Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar the other day, and I just love that song. That's my guilty pleasure.
Oh gosh, that's good.
Harry Styles is my guilty pleasure, to be fair. Yeah, I think he's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely love him. Yeah, I must admit.
Go on, Joe.
No, sorry, no, because she does this all the time, Sarah. See, she asks me a question, and then she goes off and asks someone else something else. This is what she does.
Tell me, then I'll tell you something else. Go on.
All right. No, so just say I'm listening to a band, an American band. They've been around for 13 years now, called Haim. And they are so good. They just keep recreating themselves, and they're like there's 70s influences, 80s in it. So I'd always say to listen to that, because it feels comfortable. Like, when you listen to the 80s and 90s, it's a comfortable pair of shoes, right?
Yeah,
That's what Haim feels like. But they are top of their craft. So good at everything.
Well, I will look out for them and listen to them. I'm working on a song, I think, I love this bit. Like you said, Joe, there's a bit in the song that I just absolutely love, But anyway, there you go. Yeah. I love music, and so, whatever I listen to, I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah, thanks for answering the quick fire round and getting and even more of a peek into your world.
Thank you for listening to Stuff and Nonsense. Our guest today again was Sarah Fisher, musician, writer. What else? Watcher of Netflix. Cheers, Sarah. Thanks for joining us, and I really wish you all the best for 2021.
Oh gosh, thank you so much for inviting me and listening.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's been a pleasure. But before you go, remind us where we can find out again about your future performances.
Well, Fisher and Rae, Fisher Fisher, and Rae Rae, got a Facebook page. And on that page you'll see anything that's coming up to do with the album, and any touring with me, or with me and Esta. And for Hazel O'Connor, it's Hazel O'Connor Official, isn't it? So there you are. So you'll get all the information.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Thank you so much.
All right. And it would be great if you could show some love by leaving us a review, like, subscribe, retweet, all that other nonsense. Then you won't miss any of our stuffs and nonsenses. Find us on the Stuff and Nonsense Show on Facebook, which is facebook.com/The Stuff and Nonsense Show.
And we're just going to leave you with something to ponder. Why isn't phonetic spelt the way it sounds? Bye, Annella.
Bye, Joe. Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Annella. Bye, Joe. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.